Week 16, day 2, also MLB day 2. We've got a lot of action here. I'm going to go really quickly today through these games. It's not going to be your favorite picks. It's going to be really square. But guess what, guys? We're just trying to get paid. We're just trying to make some money. So let's see what we can do today. Let's cook up. This is the free three.
I love it, Noble. Noble, I also love your YouTube videos. I watched them while I was gone. That was fire.
But getting paid because yesterday we had a full sweep. Mike going under, that was just icing on the cake. Why are we going to go in such a weak AFC South? Unless we have the NBA Blowout Association.
Bang! Knicks take a 1-point lead with 13 seconds.
When you hear the sirens, you know what that means.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
What is up, my friends? It is your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we try to get to the bag together and make that money. How was Thursday for you guys? Opening day in Major League Baseball, also the Sweet 16. How did it go for you guys? And no, for me, it was like a roller coaster. I was so excited yesterday. We started off the day with some nerfies. We hit some, we missed some. It was a great time. And then we hit on the Red Sox early. Then I lost some bets early in the Sweet 16. I made some money late night. It was just up and down, but overall an exciting day of sports. I wish it was a little bit more profitable for us here on the channel. I'm about to break down how we did yesterday and then also go into today's games. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Today's picks are very square. And the reason why that is because it's been a very square tournament. And it's actually kind of bit me in my ass. I'm normally a favorites better. You guys know that. I'd like to bet favorites. We ran up a bag betting favorites in the conference tournaments. And for me, this tournament, I feel like I've just gotten shot in the foot every single time trying to take a dog. And it's like, the favorites just are freaking ripping it, man. So it happens, but you know we'll just have to adjust. That's what you got to do. You got to see what the books are telling us. We got to see what the tournament's showing us, and we got to adjust. So hopefully today will be an adjustment. Like I said, you guys might not like the picks, but let's see what we can cook up for today. Yesterday we officially finished 3-5 on the day here on the channel. You could have finished a little bit better if you took some of my recommendations. We're gonna go quickly here through a few of the games that we did yesterday. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up. Alrighty, let's look at here. So let's start off with the first bet of the day. I added Jose Barrios. I didn't give this pick out live, but I did add this one, his pitching outs. This one missed. So hopefully you guys didn't take that because, again, I didn't give it out on the channel. I gave Boston on the money line on the channel. That bet hit. You love to see that. I gave you the over in the Dallas and Orlando game. I should have just gave you Dallas on the money line, and that would have gotten you like plus 500. They didn't score any points. That happens, and that hurts because Najee Marshall, we needed 15 points. Bro had his first regression game. 4 points, didn't even show up. He played 40 plus minutes, so it wasn't even like he didn't play the minutes. He didn't even shoot the ball. The Magic did a great job defensively on him. They basically were like, everybody else is going to beat him, which they did. But it happens. I said Justin Steele over 1.5 earned runs. He got 3. And the thing that really hurts me about this one is because I got too cheeky and I got too cute. I really wanted to do Justin Steele 1.5 earned runs and Adley Rushman to get 1 hit because he's been absolutely on fire against Barrios. But I took Barrios bitching outs. I stayed off of it. I took Najee Marshall instead. And it happens. So, but this is what you guys got to do in your betting analysis. Make sure you spend some time in the late night, in the early morning, going back through your mind and saying, why did I take what I took? Or maybe you're on the right side, or maybe you had the right lean, you just executed poorly. Make the right adjustment, and that's what I'm going to try to do today. Later on in the day, we did lose our 3-way teaser of the day, and this one hurt because I really thought the BYU plus 11.5 was safe. I mean, Alabama, what can we freaking say, man? I mean, you can't handicap 30 freaking 3-pointers. You really can't. There's nothing we can do about that. Shout out to Mark Sears. I mean, dude couldn't miss a shot. I'm secretly rooting for Alabama a little bit because of Chris Youngblood. But overall, I thought BYU could cover the 12 points. And 88 points, if you told me BYU scored 88 points and I would have swore they covered the 11.5, and they didn't. The total of 176.5 or 175.5, that literally hit with 7 minutes left to go. Absolutely insanity. And then obviously the other legs hit. So hopefully you guys maybe got Arkansas plus 5.5 when you realized that the BYU bet missed. I didn't officially give it out, but hopefully you guys grabbed that. This was my favorite play of the day, the Florida and Duke first half money line lay. That shit smacked. I love that. And then also I added a play from Broad Street Cappers, my boy boy Buzz over there. I love some of his college picks, and then he had Arizona team total over, so I added that one as well because I really like that pick. So yesterday, again, a 3 and 5 day here on the free 3. We did a little bit better than expected. Not expected. We did a little bit better than the numbers say, but overall we did have some pretty decent leans. So let's talk about the Sweet 16, guys. And you all, if you've been tapped into the show, you guys know basically where we're positioned. Basically, this is our same game that we had yesterday with Florida and Maryland. And what do I mean by that? We have futures on both these teams. We have futures on Michigan State and Ole Miss to both make the Final Four. We got Ole Miss at plus 700. We got Michigan State at plus 500. So we could really play off of this. I'm not taking any bet on this game, not only because of that, but also because you guys know, like, secretly on my bracket, I have Ole Miss in the Final Four. I'm rooting for Ole Miss. I would take this live at a higher number, plus 4.5, plus 5.5. The plus 3.5 number doesn't do it for me because only Arkansas and Texas Tech yesterday is really like the only game that we've seen that's fallen within that like 1, 2, 3, 4 point range. Everything, even if it's been like a tie game, it's been like miss the 3-pointer, foul, get the ball real quick, miss a shot, foul. So like games are literally finishing 5, 6 points instead of 3 or 4. So that's why I don't really want to play with this spread here. I would lay Ole Miss on the money line. Plus 145. You can do a little sprinkle on that. We'll do a half sprinkle on that, kind of like what we did yesterday with BYU, just because we're getting good value on it. And again, I do think they can win this game. But the bet that I really want to take in this Ole Miss Michigan State game is the under. I do think that this game goes under 144, 144 and a half. I'm not going to plug it in right now because the line is moving towards the over. And rightfully so. Why? Because every game this tournament has been going over. I'm not, like I said, it's been a chalky tournament, guys. It's been a chalky tournament. But if we go to KenPom, you can see he has the final score here of 73 to 70. So that's 143 points. So we should go under that number. We're hovering right around it. You can see Michigan State's 4th in defensive efficiency, 12th in effective field goal percentage. They're pretty strong offensively, but they can't shoot the 3-point ball, and they do really well defending the 3-point ball. Now let's talk about Ole Miss real quickly. And a lot of times people we'll talk about Ole Miss's kind of like offense. They don't have like this huge high percolating offense, but they have some great key role players. But a lot of times people forget that this team defensively, that's where Chris Beard is really known as a head coach, is his defensive genius. He has some great offensive sets, but defensively he's great. So 21st in defensive efficiency, 33rd in turnover percentage. They don't turn over the ball on the offensive side, which is one of the reasons why I love them. That's why I have them in the Final Four. So essentially what I think is going to happen is they're going to beat Michigan State today. They're going to have a rematch with Auburn. If you keep in mind what happened, Arkansas, they hit the game-winning 3 here. That showed like, okay, this team's legit. They got that resiliency. They came from behind in this game. They lost to Auburn by 5 points, a very, very tough, gritty battle. And you could see the final score of this game, 62 to 57. And that's with a much stronger offense Auburn has in comparison to what Michigan State has. So that's why I lean towards the under here in this game. I'm not locking it in just yet, just because the line is moving towards the over. You could see here it opened up at 141 and a half. It's already up to 144. So if I can get 144, 145, I will do that. What I've noticed is, again, let's go to the numbers. That's one of the reasons why I started tracking stuff in action, and I have my own personal spreadsheets as well. If you could scroll down here, you can see that we're pretty break even. I mean, only about 6 games over 500 in terms of like total CLV. So what does that mean? That we're not getting a whole lot of CLV value. That's typically probably because we lock in plays earlier than the most average person. So for me, in a game where I see it moving in a direction that I'm already not agreeing with, I want to wait so I can get the best CLV. But for the first bet that I'm really going to lock in for today is going to be my first square parlay. And we're going to go similar to what we did yesterday, Houston on the first half money line, and then we're going to parlay that with Auburn on the first half money line. So very similar to what we did yesterday with Duke. And I just love the first half. I think Houston blows out Purdue. Purdue is going to be completely outclassed. Purdue is just, I mean, they're good. Good team, good program. They're going to play hard. I think they can make it a closer game towards the end. But this is my way of just saying, hey, get out to a quick start. I'm going to lock this in to win 1 unit. Get out to a quick start for both of these programs. They're both heavily favored for a reason. I don't want to play with the spread right now. Just go first half money line. But this is the second way that I'm also going to take this. And again, I said this is square, but we've been seeing the favorites dominate this tournament. So I'm going to go money line parlay here. with Houston, Auburn, those two legs get you to minus 174, so we can't really do much with that just yet. But then I'm going to go over here to the MLB, and I'm going to take the Dodgers late night. So this is all 9, 10 o'clock games, and that gets you to plus 128. And that's all on the money line. Now, to talk about the Dodgers super quickly, we can see they've got Yamamoto on the mound, and the Tigers got Jack Flaherty on the mound. The Dodgers are one of those teams. They're 3-0 in the year. I mean, first and foremost. But they're one of those teams that are going to win 100-plus games. They're going to lose 50 to 60 games. It is going to happen, and you're going to be on the wrong side of the Dodgers sometimes. But I don't think this is one of those times. Yamamoto is a great pitcher. He looked really good in his first start. Obviously, he was in Japan, a very familiar environment, but he looked really good. The Dodgers are at home. Jack Flaherty, he didn't look the best in preseason starts. The Dodgers' offense is tough. We love to see Ohtani hit a home run yesterday. So I think the Dodgers win this late-night game. So I think they cover the run line. So if you just want to take that as an individual bet on the run line on the Dodgers, be my guest. But I'm parlaying these three together because if we've looked at this tournament so far, I've been getting killed taking some underdogs, and favorites have been winning. Number one seeds have been winning. They've been covering. Michigan, I think they can cover the 8.5-point spread. I think they can. I don't think Purdue's going to – I think this is a 20-point game. This is a 15, 20-point game in all honesty. I think Houston could destroy them. Like, Houston's so good. And LJ Cryer had 30 points last game. And to think about that and to just think that Emmanuel Sharp, their best shooter, only had 12 points. Jawan Roberts had 18 points against Gonzaga. Like, there's so many guys. Mahalos Uzan only had 7 points against Gonzaga. And they won that game by 6 points. Think about that. And now you've got a team like they have so many weapons. That's what makes Houston different this year. And we just, like, if you just money line parlay everything yesterday, you would have been won. So it's just like, you might not like this. This might not be fun, or this might not be like, I'm taking the points. Like, it just is what it is. Now, if you want the Kentucky-Tennessee bet, and you're saying, no, why didn't you just throw Tennessee on the money line? If you want to take all favorites on the money line, I would not be shocked if all favorites on the money line win. Would not be shocked. But the reason why I'm not doing that is just because Kentucky's beaten Tennessee twice in the regular season. So let's go look at this real quickly. SEC, Tennessee. So they beat them twice. So you can see here 75-64. And then they beat them here 78-73, right? And now Tennessee gets double revenge. Ken Palmet's is a 5-point win. Kentucky's path so far has been a little bit light. Troy, I always thought Illinois was overrated, and that also matched up very well with this Kentucky team because they just want to run a whole bunch of offense. And I think this is the point where, like, Tennessee can really, like, get revenge on them. And this is the thing, like, Kentucky won both of these games against Tennessee in key parts of their season. You can see, lose back-to-back games, they lose to Vanderbilt on the road, and they were like 15, 10-point underdogs here, and they won this game. And then they were a home underdog, and they won this game. So, and everybody thought it was going to be a letdown spot after this win to South Carolina. So, I don't want to play with this game. I think the bet that you should take in this Kentucky-Tennessee game is the over 144.5. I think you should take the under in Purdue, Michigan State, and I'm going to take the over 144.5. But you see how the line's dropping, and it's going against what I think, so I'm just going to wait on it. And you can see Ken Palm has this as 76-71 final, which brings us to 147 points, and I think they're right on that. Kentucky ain't stopping nobody defensively, so they have to make it a track meet. They're 10th in adjusted efficiency, they're 22nd in effective field goal percentage, 24th from the three-point line, 34th from the two-point line. Against Illinois, they dropped 84. Against Troy, they didn't really have to drop so much. And then against Alabama, you can see they didn't score 99 points because Alabama's Alabama. They do what they do better. But 85 against Oklahoma. These are all postseason kind of game numbers. 91 here, 95 here, 78 against Auburn. So I'm kind of mentioning some of these things because I just want to kind of let you see how does Kentucky win this game if it's a 40, 50-point game? They can't. They can't if it's a 50, 60-point game. They have to push it to the 70s. They have to. And I think the way that Tennessee's scoring the ball right now, especially with Ziegler, especially with not just Ziegler, what's the other guy? Lanier? They're a problem. 67 points against UCLA, which is a team that was trying to keep it below 60, lets you show that offense is playing pretty well. 77 against Wofford, 77 against Florida, 70 against Auburn. I mean, this offense they can score some points. So for me, I think that the question is, how close can we see Kentucky keeping the game? I think Kentucky can cover the 4.5-point spread, if I'm being honest. But I'm just going to go over 144.5 here. So those are two leans for you guys, all right? The over And the reason why I'm staying off of it, because I'm on the dog, and I like Kentucky here. I like Ole Miss here. Now, I don't want to take Kentucky plus 4.5. I could wait live. But I do think the over hits. I do think the under hits. And then we got the money line parlays on these two picks, all right? Third and final best bet of the day, guys, is going to be, it's a tease piece. It's ugly. You guys might not like it. Like I said, it's a square card. And it's going to be a baseball parlay for you guys. I'm not going to put it in right now. I don't know what's going on with my stream. I guess we got kicked off of YouTube. We got kicked off of Twitter. But it's all right. Let me just finish up real quick. The last best bet of the day is going to be, let's see, right here, is going to be a little first half, first five parlay for you guys. Let's zoom in real quick. I took a screenshot from my book because I just don't feel like I have to manually put this in on action. I just don't have the time right now. So I'll do it before the game start. But we're going to go to the Baltimore Orioles, Toronto Blue Jays, and we're going to go to the Boston Red Sox, Texas Rangers. We're going to go for the first five over in both games, okay? First five over in both games. Now, if you want to take the line itself, is at 4.5 for both games. I'm not opposed to it. But I want to take it down to 3.5 because if you have experience betting baseball and betting first fives, there are a lot of first fives that finish 2-2 or finish 3-1. And you'll lose on the hook. It happens because you'll get that. You either get a 3.5 number, sometimes you get a 4, or you'll get a 4.5 number. That's where like the first five total line really hovers between. So if we look at the first matchup between the Red Sox and the Rangers here, okay? Again, we're going first five money line parlay. Tanner Houck, Jack Leiter, okay? Both of these guys last season were all right. Now, Tanner Houck, 3.12 ERA. You can see, but he only went 9-10 on the year. He had a 3.33 ERA at home, which was slightly worse than where he was on the road. But Jack Leiter, this is the issue. He was a very high prospect for the New York Texas Rangers. I don't even know if we can see where he was drafted. Okay, they don't show it up here. But he was drafted pretty highly, okay? And he struggled. You can see last year, 8.83 ERA. And that's in 35 innings. So they give him a pretty decent sample size. And when you see 17 walks in 35 innings, that's literally like a walk per like 2 innings. That's rough, man. That means he's struggling with his control. 10.8 ERA at home, 7.1 ERA on the road. He just got banged up. Now, obviously, it's the beginning of the year. We don't have a lot to work with. That's why I just want a money line parlay so I don't have to lay too much juice. We want to see what he can do this season. And this is his season to be able to step it up. But this is the Red Sox offense that we talked about yesterday that cashed in for us late night, that on a 3-run home run, they won this game 5-2. That's strong. All right. They've got Willie Abreu. They've got Jalen Duran. Look at this top half of this lineup. Jalen Duran, Rafael Devers, Alex Bregman. That's tough. And to keep in mind, like your seventh hitter was the one that beat the Rangers yesterday. And then on the other side for the Rangers, you got Simeon, Seager, Lanford, and Garcia. That's a tough top four to go through as well. Then you got a veteran, Kevin Pillar, who played very well yesterday as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of offense from both of these teams. Both of these pitchers are not the strongest. So I think that we can get 4 runs in the first 5 innings from either side. Doesn't matter who scores. We just need 4 runs. So that's the first one. Now, the second one is going to be in the Orioles and Jays game. Now, if you saw that game yesterday, because we were on Jose Barrios, he looked absolutely terrible. He got knocked left and right. The Orioles scored like 12 runs. And there were a lot of question marks surrounding the Orioles offenses this year. No Gunnar Henderson. They lose Santander to the Jays. A lot of question marks, but they put up 12 runs yesterday. Now, we've got Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Blue Jays, and we've got Charlie Morton on the mound for the Orioles. And this is interesting because Kevin Gausman's typically the ace for the Blue Jays, but yesterday he didn't start opening day. And he hasn't started opening day for the last several years as he's been struggling. If we look at Kevin Gausman real quickly, last season he had a 3.83 ERA, which is pretty irregular for him. And he had a 5.02 ERA at home. So significantly worse ERA at home than he did on the road. Well, guess where this game is today? It's at home for Toronto. And we saw the Orioles score 12 runs yesterday. You don't think they have confidence right now that they can hit the ball off of Gausman, a pitcher that they've seen several times because he's a divisional foe? He throws a nasty split finger, but the thing is, if the split ain't breaking, then guess what? It's going to be hanging up in the zone. And we saw yesterday with like Rutschman what he was able to do with some of those hanging pitchers. Meanwhile, we've got Charlie Morton on the mound for the Orioles, who's making his debut. If you remember, he was with the Atlanta Braves last year. And last year, he had a 4.19 ERA. So definitely not the best. But the thing that I see here is he used to struggle more on the road than he did at home. Obviously, the home road splits, you got to take that with a grain of salt because he's on a new team this year. But this game is technically still on the road. 4.75 ERA on the road. You can see here 12 home runs, 11 home runs, 23 home runs for 165 innings, which is not the worst. But he has a pretty high opponent batting average, about 2.50. So again, this is two offenses that have the ability to score runs. Don't forget about Bo Bichette. Don't forget about Vladdy Jr., right? And that's just for the Blue Jays. And then obviously we've got Jackson Merrill, you've got Rutschman, you've got different players for the Orioles who can score runs, and all we need is the first 4 runs from both teams at plus 113, plus 115. I don't think that's too bad. Both of these teams have to show me a little something. Or I should say pitchers have to show me a little something. And I think that we can get offense early in both of these games. So give me the over as our third and final best bet of the day. Again, I will plug that into action a little bit later when we get off the stream, all right? So for today, guys, real quickly, a few best bets on the way. First off, we're going to go first 5 over money line, first 5 over parlay with the Orioles and Blue Jays. We're going to take it down from 4.5 and take it to 3.5 and parlay those two together. Orioles, Jays, Red Sox, Rangers. And then for our other parlays of the day, we have got here the first half money line with Houston and Auburn. And then we've got the full game money line with Houston, Auburn, and the Dodgers. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, because favorites have been winning. If you don't want to take out the Dodgers and you want to put in Tennessee, be my guest. You know, it's been hitting. I can't knock it. I gave you guys my leans in Ole Miss and Tennessee. I take the under in Ole Miss. I'm probably going to take the over in the Tennessee game. And then I also have a little sprinkle on Ole Miss on the money line. That's it for me today, my friends, right now. If I have a few added plays, it will be on action. I'll add it here. I do want to take it a little bit. Yesterday I went crazy. You guys should see how many bets I took in my personal book. I went stupid. But it's just like I wanted to like pump the brakes a little bit. So it does us no good for us to practice discipline for 3-4 days and then lose it all on 1-2 days because we just get excited with a crazy board. And it looks good when we win, but sometimes when we're not, then that hurts, right? So that's the game plan. That's the strategy for me today, my friends, all right? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Smash that subscribe button, like to the channel. Good to see you this morning, Extraordinary Picks. If y'all have not tapped in to my guy, Extraordinary Picks' YouTube channel, make sure you guys do so. Great picks he puts together out on his channel, so make sure you guys check that out, all right? Appreciate all the love and support that you guys show. Hopefully you guys had a great Sweet 16 yesterday. Let's run it back today. As always, dictate your fate, get to that cheddar. I'll see you on tomorrow's video, guys. Later, gang.